Here we have Black Snake from Chicken Fried Toys Weird Western Tales series. This ended up being a JoeFest 2024 exclusive, and it has a very interesting history surrounding it. But real quick, I do want to mention that they did send this over to me for review, but not to worry, I'm not going to be terribly biased because I was already going to buy this figure, and so I'm pretty anxious to get this figure open. And if there's any more left over, I just might want to grab one or two more because there are some customizing ideas swirling in my head with this figure, but I'm not sure. I don't know if there are going to be more on the website for sale or not. We're going to have to keep an eye on the Chicken Fried Toys website to know for sure. So he comes in this style of packaging, just a bag and a little piece of cardboard that staples over it. You know what? If this would help keep costs down for other figures, I don't mind this type of packaging. I think this would be kind of cool. I do miss the art for the actual figures, but I know that that can cost a little bit of money as well. On the back here, there is a listing exactly what accessories that this figure comes with, and I have to admit this one came tucked inside here, so I don't know if that's special for me, like if this is something that got left out of this figure, and all of you who bought this at JoeFest received this item, or if everyone also received this tucked in there. Like I said, I don't know. It does say here that there's a bandana included, and since I haven't actually opened the figure, but I'm going to now, I don't know if maybe that's the bandana that was supposed to be in there that somehow isn't in there. I'm talking over all that crackly noise because I'm sure you just want to hear silence and crackles, right? But I've been really anxious. I've actually known about this figure for quite a while. I got to see it about a year ago in person when I was visiting Chicken Fried QHQ, and it looks like there is no bandana, so I'm guessing that this got left out of the package in there. So we got this figure, he's out of the package. You know, I mean, it's a black figure. Well, no, that's not black. Look at that. There is some black pieces, but this is a brown. I'm going to crank my camera here a little bit the other way. I'm going to brighten this up. I don't know. Let's see. You can kind of see the difference. Now, when I say you can kind of see and then it looks like afterwards you can see, I've got such bright lighting here to try to show things. It's really difficult to see through my viewfinder if the colors are accurate or not on occasion. So, but anyway, here is Black Snake. He's got the blonde hair. He's got his face hidden by a black bandana, a black face mask. He's got some pieces sticking off. These might be some of the more fragile pieces I've seen. So you might want to, if you move this figure around a lot, you might want to be careful through there. He's got a gun belt, because you can see right there the bullets. And he's got over here on his right hip a gun holster. On the left hip, he's got a sword. Should we call it a scabbard? Is that what you call a scabbard? Sheath? That's knife sheath. Sword scabbard. And that kind of moves around. Yeah, it's loose on the belt, so it can actually be moved around. You can have it on the... You can put it around the back. You can bring it onto the side. I love these Western figures. Oh, he's got some brown boots. He got the silver spurs down there. So let's take a peek here at the articulation real quick. The head is moving around. It's on a ball joint, and it can pop off really easily. There's no other articulation except for that ball joint. Raising up his arms. He could bring his arms up that high and then rotate them around. It seems like it's just like every other Chicken Fried Toys or Dime Novel. I'll just say it's like every other Dime Novel Legends. 90-degree angle roughly. Oh, look at this detail. I just noticed it's so dark on here, and I really truly hope this will translate. Right here. See, what I have to look for my viewfinder to identify, but you can see a pair of dice. I'm not going to say what that is, but if you know, you know. And it's actually, he's got them over here as well. I get happy when I see reflections of light, and so, but if I don't see that when I'm editing the video, then I will throw up a picture of that. His legs will pretty much do the splits pretty well. If you want him to sit, he can sit real nice. These figures sit pretty nice. Double pin knee. He can spur his own rear end. And the rotation is not at the boot. Kind of wonder someday if Chicken Fried Toys would ever move over to a boot rotation. That would put it kind of high, I would think. But there is a hinge and rotation in the ankle. But it never really works out very well for me. It's just a very subtle, very slight. The rotation is there, and after you work the figure a little bit, you can get the rotation to move a little bit more, but you got to kind of get that plastic warmed up, so to speak. You got to get it moving. He has his vest on, and I'm trying to see. Oh, it does pop off. This probably is a really bad idea. But the vest does open up, and you could take it off. And what's even cool is the shirt and the sleeves match. So if you want to take the vest off, he would look just fine that way. Now I'm noticing that the vest is very shiny black. Do you see that shine there to it? That's kind of interesting. All right, so let's take a peek. I'll set him over here. We'll stand him over there. I messed up his feet a little bit. We'll stand him over there. Let's get into these accessories right here. Knife safety, cut away from yourself. I'm slicing that open. I recently learned of knife injuries, and the knife wasn't even aimed at me. And I'll even open up this one. Oh, that's a bag. I don't have to slice that one open. But I might if the Ziploc won't release there. So we'll look here at this thing first. This is the bandana that I think is supposed to be included. Gonna have to get him out of the picture, I think. There we go. I think this is the bandana that was supposed to be included according to the list of accessories. The second one right there on that list. So there's a bandana. And here we have a handgun. It's actually got, let's see how close we can get to this thing. There we go. Look right there. There's like a little black snake logo right there on the handle. That's kind of a neat deal on both sides. And we have a stick of dynamite. Every good Western character needs a stick of dynamite, don't they? Because there's lots of things to blow up. Railways, mine shafts, hay bales, why not? I don't know. And, sorry, just kind of looking at this one. There's a buckle right there, and you've got this satchel that goes around his arms. I'm not sure if this will actually go around like the head and the arm, like across the torso. We'll give that a try. You get a secondary head, and I think we've seen this head before, but not in this manner. It's a pretty detailed head. Look over there on this side. I mean, let's just talk about, you could use this probably to customize a Chicken Fried Toy version of maybe one of your favorite Batman villains as well. But I think you get the idea of what this face is supposed to represent. And I think the detail is pretty cool. I mean, look at the hair detail. And we have a sword. It's definitely something I'm pretty confident we have seen before. Because, why not? And then finally, we get this hat. I'm just going to grab it by this thing because this is fragile. And we like, grabbing things by the fragileness. Black hat there. And then it's got this little piece that's sticking down. I'll be honest, you're going to have to let me know if you know what this is. It looks like maybe just, a ribbon? I'm not sure. Let's see. Maybe it's to help, with the scar. Just kind of tucking on that hat. I'm not really sure exactly what that black piece is. It's sticking down. Maybe it's not supposed to be there. I hate to rip that off just in case I'm like really looking at this now. It makes me think maybe it shouldn't be there, but I'm not going to take this off because I don't know. It's possible that what he sent me is a sample and not a final product, and that's why there's the bandana that was separate because maybe they didn't pack it properly. But we're going to try this. I don't think it's going to fit on there. I might end up just ripping that off. because when I try to put this hat on there, it doesn't fit, and it looks kind of weird. Okay, I'm gonna do it, and if I ruin this, I will, it hurts to just rip things off, but let's see. Does the hat work now? I mean, the hat goes on now. There we go. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know if anyone else got this, but I'm guessing this might be a sample. So, but if you happen to have this sticking out of your hat, why don't you just take it out of your hat? Because I don't think it actually belongs there. So here we have Black Snake, and he's got his hat on because every good cowboy, good or bad, needs a hat. That's like the law. That's like a rule. Cowboys need their hats because they don't look cowboyish. As cowboyish. We're going to slide in. Where's that sword? Going to slide the sword in right there. Got the sword there. Oh, now, that's right. I was going to try this. So you could wrap the satchel, but it looks kind of big. Let's wrap it around both the head and the arm. Yeah. There we go. Now we've got like a good Indiana Jones style statue. You're going to move this sword to the back so we can see the satchel right there. He's equipped right there. What else do we got going on here? He got an extra hat. Let's give him this dynamite. There we go. He does not look like he's looking for trouble here. I'm going to have to rotate my camera down so you can see this figure better, because for some reason it ended up a little bit too high. But there we go. There's Black Snake holding his dynamite. Kind of sounds wrong. But anyway. Ouch. Man, that hurt. Well, be careful. There are some pokey pieces on this hair. This is such nice detailed hair that if you got some sensitive pieces, sections on your fingers, you don't want to be careful popping this head off. Actually, it's not just the hair. The mask is really pokey as well. I'd say you want to be careful with the pokey areas around the mask. That kind of hurt. So we'll slide this. Let's see, bandana on. Put this. I think I know where he got. Oh, that's tight. Oh, that's tight. Now we're going to have to do this a different way. You hear that squeaking? We're just going to go and leave it at that. That is tight. But anyway, it's going to make a joke. I think we know where he got his scar from, throwing too much dynamite. Could put his hat on right there. It's actually kind of loose now. Shoot, I hope this wasn't supposed to come out. Or I don't know what I hope. But you got his hat on. It almost doesn't quite fit this head, but it does. I mean, okay, it kind of does. If you're not going to mess around and play with the figure too much, just put the hat on and put the figure up on your shelf. I mean, he's impressive. This is a nice looking figure. I think it's a fun homage to another character that probably a lot of us already know. If you don't know who it is, then I'm sorry. But yeah, this is actually really cool because you don't even have to use it as, I mean, this can be a whole new character in your little Western world here. I think the figure looks nice. There's, as I pointed out before, and I won't stay on this for too long, the small details on these figures are really cool. The belt buckle is lined in silver. You got little silver buttons on the vest. Just all sorts of little paint apps all over the place. Little dots here and there that while you might think, oh yeah, it's a little dot, think of the big companies that don't give you the little dots of detail. Like, look at this. Just to kind of point out, all these little bullets have a little silver on them. Little bits on the bottom, on the top, and there's brown in between to represent that they are tucked into their little spot on the belt. I mean, yeah, we'll leave it at that, but I can't help but point out that detail. The figure feels good. The figure feels like the articulation is spot on. Like there's really no hindrance here, except for, I just turned the head. Maybe it's going to loosen up on me a little bit. But it feels like a good figure. The hands don't feel like they're going to lose the accessories. I need to do something here. The satchel, I'm going to take off this because I want to be able to move the head around a little bit more. But that head's tight. You're going to need to do some heat with it. The belt should come off if you ever decide you don't want either the sword attachment or the gun attachment. It should come off pretty easily. Pop off and pop back on, just like the vest does. But anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. The figures are good. The only hindrance, I would say, and has always been something I've said, is the lack of articulation, or there's articulation here, but the lack of range of motion around the boots. I understand that when you're wearing boots, you're not going to be able to do all this crazy rotation and hinge stuff, even though the joint is in there, because I've worn cowboy boots, and they can be stiff on occasion. If you are able to break your boots in, then they'll be a little bit more flexible, but I understand why that is. You can move them side to side, and you can move these side to side. So I think this is a pretty neat figure. I think this is a cool addition, and if you're a customizer, and there are more that are available, I don't know if there was a buying limit at JoeFest or not, but if not, and you were able to get a few, like I said, I could imagine some customizing. Like, you could get this body and just swap out some heads and have, like another Man in Black, like an updated Man in Black, because the Man in Black was from Series 1. But yeah, I think this is a pretty fun little figure. He looks neat. I like the concept. And just so you know, this guy was originally going to be part of an upcoming Kickstarter campaign for some more. I think they're going to be more Weird Western Tales. I don't think they're Dime Novel Legends if they're called Weird Western Tales. I think that's Dime Novel Legends and Weird Western Tales are their own separate things. But this character figure was supposed to be. It got done early, I believe, if I understand it correctly, and he was able to bring it to JoeFest as kind of like a cool little surprise, since there's been some wonkiness with producing figures. I'm not speaking for them, by the way. I'm just saying what I think I've heard, and I might be wrong and someone can correct me. But this figure got done, and he was able to bring it, and so the future campaign won't include this figure. It will include some other ones, but keep an eye out. I don't want to speak for him, but keep an eye out for this Kickstarter campaign coming up, because it's going to be really awesome. And he has been showing, if you're not a member of his official groups, you should go and join his official, the Saloon, I think it is. I'll throw a link in the pinned comment below, but go join the group and see what's going on. And he's been talking and showing some concepts. It's pretty cool, and I'm excited for the upcoming campaign. I'm gonna be in that one. So anyway, again, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for Chicken Fried Toys for sending me this figure to take a look at and to show all of you. I will see you next time.